Hello and welcome to University of Bedfordshire's Virtual Open Day and to our Student Finance presentation. My name's Lee Bowling, I'm one of the Student Engagement and Recruitment Managers here at the University, and I'll be taking you through the Student Finance package for 22-23. Before I begin, please be advised that the figures provided in this presentation have been given to us by Student Finance England and they are for guidance only. Student finance applications are personal, so the figures that you receive when you make your application may differ. Within this presentation, we're going to look at three elements. We're going to look at the student finance package itself, we're going to look at student loan repayments, and how you make your application and what information you'll need to provide when you do complete your student finance application. So to begin, the student finance package is made up of 4 elements. You have a tuition fee loan, maintenance support in the form of a maintenance loan, bursaries and scholarships, and additional support. The first, second, and fourth elements on this slide, you apply to Student Finance England for. Bursaries and scholarships are funding provided by the university themselves, and you would apply to the university for these. So to begin, the tuition fee loan, universities can charge up to £9,250 per year. However, you don't have to pay any of that money up front. If you are eligible for the tuition fee loan, you can access this funding for each year of your course. The tuition fee loan isn't dependent on household income, and the funding is paid directly to your chosen university on your behalf. You apply for your tuition fee loan each year of your course. You don't apply for the duration of your program in advance. And as the name suggests, it is repayable, but only once your income is over a certain threshold. And we'll cover that at a later slide. The second element of student finance is your maintenance support in the form of a maintenance loan. Now, this is here to help with your day-to-day living costs, things such as food, rent, travel, any kit or equipment you might need for your course, and any day-to-day expenses, really. The maintenance loan is paid directly to the student, so in termly instalments, and the amount of maintenance loan available will depend on where you choose to live and study and household income. To give you some ideas, on this slide here we have the maximum loan rates for 22-23. And as you can see, if you choose to stay in your own home or your parental home, you receive less funding than if you move away from home. Or if you live in London, you choose to live and study in London, you receive a London weighting on your finance. These figures are based on a household income of up to £25,000 per year. Where household income is above this figure, the amount of maintenance loan reduces. And there is a student finance calculator that you can use on the student finance website, which will give you a guide or give you an idea of what your maintenance loan may be. It's also worth noting that these figures here are based on an academic year of 30 weeks. Where an academic year may be longer than that, your loan is extended on a pro rata basis. The next element of student finance are bursaries and scholarships. Bursaries are linked to personal circumstances sometimes, may include means testing and household income assessment, but not always. Usually bursaries are cash or money paid directly to the student, but there can be other financial incentives or support available in terms of fee waivers or maybe accommodation discounts. Scholarships are slightly different and that they are usually linked to your academic achievements or results in your level 3 studies perhaps, or maybe your ability in areas such as sport, music or arts. Scholarships can be subject specific and may be limited in numbers too. So we advise that you do your research and check this out because this isn't funding provided by student finance. This will vary from university to university, so you need to be sure of what's available for you. Here at the University of Bedfordshire, we feel we have a quite generous scholarship and bursary package. So for the coming academic year of 22-23, we have a £1,500 bursary for all UK full-time undergraduate students. However, we also have our merit scholarship, where if you achieve 112 or more UCAS points from your level 3 studies, your bursary would be upgraded to that scholarship. Now that's worth £800 a year while you study with us. We also have a variety of sports scholarships, and we have a foundation bursary that's worth £2,000 that provides £500 a year support across a 4-year course. If you have any questions, please visit the student support booth and speak to our money advice team about our bursaries and scholarships. The final element of student finance is additional support. Now, this is other help that may be available to you while you study. So if you have any children or any adults that depend on you, you may receive financial support for that. Or if you have any disabilities, long-term health conditions, mental health conditions, learning difficulties or disabilities, there may be additional support available to you in the form of disabled students allowance. And I would always advise that if you think this applies to you, or if you've had support during your education to this point, that you make an application for disabled students allowance and make sure you do your research around this whilst you're making your student finance application. Again, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to know about additional support, do visit the student support booth within the virtual open day and speak to our money advice team. So on to repayments. Currently, the repayment threshold is set at £27,295 per year. Now, this means where you won't make any repayments on your tuition fee loan or your maintenance loan that you've received during the duration of your course. You won't make any repayments until your income is over that threshold. You will start making repayments in that April after you graduate, provided your income is over this threshold. Currently, you repay 9% of your income that is over the £27,295 threshold. So if you're employed, this money is deducted from your salary at source at the same way as national insurance and income taxes. If your income falls below the threshold or your income varies, your repayments will vary or they will stop. So if your income varies each month, meaning that it may be over the threshold one month but not the next, your repayments will vary. So unlike a mortgage or a credit card where you have to make the minimum repayment regardless of your earnings, your student loan repayments are linked to your salary. Any outstanding loan balance is written off 30 years after you make your first repayment. And just to give you some ideas of some figures, as you can see here, under the current scheme, if you're earning £30,000 per year, you'd repay approximately £20 a month. So the more you earn, the higher your repayments. But by the same token, if your earnings fall below the threshold, you don't make any repayments. Now, thinking about making your application. So the window for student finance applications usually opens shortly after the UCAS deadline. You can take a look at the website there, so gov.uk/student finance. And if you ticked the appropriate boxes on your UCAS application, you'll be notified of when the window to make your student finance application is open. Some key points from this slide is you don't need a confirmed place at university to make your student finance application. You just need to know where you want to study. If that then changes, you need to log into your student finance account and update those details. When you register for student finance, you'll be given a customer reference number. You'll need to be asked to come up with some memorable information and create a password. Make sure you keep them safe. You know where they are because you'll need them each time you log into your student finance account and each year that you make your student finance application. If you change any of your contact details, you move home, before you start your course, please make sure you update your student finance details. In terms of the information you'll need to provide to complete your application, you're going to need to prove your identity, and the easiest way to do that is with a valid UK passport. However, if this doesn't apply to you, there are other forms of identification that you can use, and you can follow guidance on the application process. You'll need your university and course details, and you should be able to get that from your UCAS application directly. You'll need to put in some bank account details. Now, these might differ once you get to university, but you can update those at a later date. You can't complete an application without a valid national insurance number, so make sure you have that to hand when you make your application. And then any parents, guardians, or partners whose income's being assessed as part of the maintenance loan assessment, they will need to provide their national insurance number and their income details. The application process is very user-friendly and straightforward, and there's lots of help and guidance on the website. This is the website you'd need to visit, so gov.uk/student finance. You can view all the information what I've gone through in this presentation today. There's also the student finance calculator, and you can check your eligibility if you have any doubt. Student Finance England also have a presence on the student room. Again, lots of information here, lots of discussion and information available for you if you have any questions about making an application. I'd like to thank you for your time and listening to my presentation. If you have any questions about student finance, please don't forget to visit the student support booth within our virtual open day and speak to our money advice team there. Alternatively, you can email study@beds.ac.uk, and either myself or one of my colleagues will pick up your message and respond as quickly as possible. Thank you for visiting, and thank you for visiting the open day.